when Nathan came in, I said, we finally, because it's been a while, Stephanie, we got a dirty knife fight tonight. That was a straight, dirty knife
You
fight.
can't dirty knife your coach.
He did. Let me tell you, Nathan came for John tonight. Nathan's like, I'm going to sing it down. Well, hello. Welcome to a special edition of the Pitchy Podcast. We are your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, you know we are always passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll use the vehicle of NBC The Voice to give you our take on each contestant. We'll give you our feedback on their voice and overall performance here on the Pitchy Podcast, if you know what I mean. We'll always keep it 100 with our feedback and critique of each contestant's vocal and overall ability and performance. But what we're never here to do is come for anyone's character or any contestant as a human being. While we may come off a little pitchy at times, if you know what I mean, we'll do our best to speak our truths with love, kindness, and respect. And with that, today's special edition comes to you as we close out season 25 of The Voice, which is crazy. It's nuts.
It's nuts.
Tonight was, it was a very reminiscent night. They did a lot of look backs. They actually named every coach that's ever coached on NBC's The Voice. Mm-hmm. And I had forgotten about some of them because I forgot that Miley was a coach, and like they had the who's who on here.
Usher,
I remember Usher, but CeeLo Green and
Shakira
Chrissy and J Hood and of course Kelly and Aubriana and Jonas and Nick, that is, and Niall, of course. I mean, they just named them all.
Yeah.
Shakira. Just Adam, of course. So it was a look back, and it was, I don't know, I'm trying to find words to describe it. I thoroughly enjoyed this evening. Stephanie will tell you, like, I usually will fast forward through the finale because I had rehearsal tonight, so I had to start it late. So I didn't even start until 10 o'clock, but I was able to catch just about every performance. And I was really entertained tonight. What we're going to do is Stephanie's going to talk to the guest spots, and then we're going to go to the contestants who performed with their coaches, and then we'll get down to business. So, Stephanie?
So I really like the way that this show started, which was a quick clip of season 1's coach performance by Blake and Christina and CeeLo and Adam, and they did crazy. And it reminded me that Adam Levine plays the drums. I always see him on guitar, so it was really cool to see him on his drums. Our first guest performer was Thomas Rhett. He sang Beautiful as You. He was sitting on a truck.
I loved it. I love the set.
We like to sit on things on The Voice. Houses, trucks. We like to be propped up on things in the production aspects of some of these performances. Really like this song. He does a lot of that rhythmic country that we talk about sometimes. So that was cool to see. Our next performance was by Money Long. She did the hit song Made for Me. In this song, we saw our 1, 2, 3 chandeliers that I noticed and told y'all. I told y'all
and you got with The Voice, you got to throw a staircase in,
especially
a grand staircase.
especially if it is a woman performing. We have a grand staircase that we need to climb up and then down from, and they have those 3 chandeliers that will be placed back in the warehouse, and we will see them in season 26. I thought it was really cool that Chance and Shay in particular were really vibing to this song. Next, we had the Black Keys. They sang beautiful people. Stay High. I called them the dad band because they look like the dad band that hangs out in the garage and they meet once a week to do their gig. It was entertaining.
Black Keys always will groove. They'll always groove.
It felt very 60s rock. Liked it. Next, we had Lanny Wilson. She sang Hang Tight Honey. And what I didn't realize about Lanny and Jordan Rayner sound a lot alike.
They do.
I was like, yo, that sounds just like Jordan, like that twangy, kind of nasally, but really cool character-ish kind of country sound. And what was cool about the end of her performance is that Reba basically gave her an invitation to be a member of the Grand Ole Opry, which is like the highest of high honors in country music. So that was really cool. The next performance was from Kate Hudson. Yeah, you heard me right.
Imposter. Kate, I'm going to call you out. And you know what, Stephanie? I want you to tag her in this. Kate Hudson, you are an imposter. How dare you come on this show and sing like you sang tonight?
She sang that ish down. I was not ready.
I know how old you are. You, me, and Stephanie are in that same age bracket. Okay? The fact that you're just releasing an album and you're the age you are, well, first of all, you looked like incredible. But you got them good genes because your mom looked incredible forever.
Exactly.
But come on. I knew she could sing from she had done Glee and she had done...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she had done some theater stuff. I think she did the musical movie 9.
Okay.
And I knew she could blow.
Okay.
But it's like, I forget that Kate can really sing. She's a song and dance person.
I wasn't ready.
Seriously, I know you're a movie star, but I don't understand why you just released an album. Imposter, because you are a singer, girl.
She is a singer. She was giving us like 80s holleration rock, like smoky voice.
Yeah,
it was everything. Yeah, I was not ready.
She was not ready.
I was thoroughly impressed.
Fan. I said, come on. She had that Beyonce
Get
fan.
that wind. Let that dress and that hair flow in that wind. Yes. Next, we had Gina Miles, who is our season 23 winner, and she sang Wicked Games, which is the song that James and I said won her the competition in season 23. So that was really cool to see her again. We also had as our last guest performer was Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll sang a really, really awesome song, I'm Not Okay.
Look at those lyrics.
I loved it. He said, I'm not okay, but it's going to be all right. And I loved it. I love the minimal set. I love that it was just him. I love the message of the song because we have all been in a place where it's like, you know what? I'm not okay, but it is going to be all right. I love the message of hope in that song.
Jelly Roll too, because Jelly, I want to be you when I grow up. I really do. There's so much about you, sir, that I just love. I love that you are unapologetically you. I love that you're a big boy making it in the industry.
Come on.
It can be done. I love that you have taken all the pain that you grew up with and you've harvested it and manifested it into doing good, right? You're talking about something, you're singing something, you're helping people. And that's saying something. The lyric was, I'm not okay, but I know it's going to be all right. It's not okay, but we're all going to be all right. Those are some lyrics of somebody who lived.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely. Also dispensed throughout the episode were other performances, other coach performances from past seasons. So that was really cool to see. I remember
Ariana doing Respect. That was crazy.
They tore that thing up. And then, of course, we're always going to have a skit or two. And we had a skit or two. We had a skit with John and Chance battling as they always battle. And if you watched all the way to when they cut back to live, I guess John is still holding a grudge. And then they had another skit with Reba and Dan and Shay, and they were playing The Voice board game. They always got to make them do some skits. I'm like,
Corny, corny, corny.
corny, corny, corny. But anyway, it was fun. It was fun. The performances, like you said, though, were really good from our guests. Yeah.
So, Stephanie, our first collaboration with coaches, plural, and artists, our contestant, were Dan and Shay and Karen.
And K-Dub.
Yeah, K-Dub. I loved it. And they sang You Look Good by Lady A. I said, y'all, stop sleeping on Shay. Stop sleeping on that voice. Shay's one of the baddest voices in the industry. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on it. I wrote, he can sing his behind off.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and then Karen just looks like she's always been there.
Karen was Karen that was doing a guest spot with Dan and Shay on The Voice. Like wasn't a contestant. She was not a contestant. No. She didn't present as a contestant. She didn't look like a contestant. She looked like a star. She looked like it was like Lainey Wilson or somebody up there with Dan and Shay, like doing a collabo on The Voice. It was, and I love how comfortable she was. I love that they wanted to do something fun because they could have sat there and hollered it down and sang a ballad or whatever. But I love that Karen was like, you know what? I'm on my way out. This is my last, I don't know what these balloons and things are, guys. This our podcast platform is very interesting. But anyway, I love that she was like, nah, let's do something fun. And they all really had a good time with this performance. It was great.
Yeah, it was so just, like you said, just carefree, fun, loose. That's the thing. Like Karen has always just been, like, there's been no tension.
No, but there's been a lot of emotional performances from Karen.
Correct.
Like it's not tension, but it's been a lot of emotion from her. So I'm glad that she was like, let's just do something fun. I'm sick of crying. I'm sick of being vulnerable. Like, let me show the other side of me. And it was great to see because sometimes when you see that other side of an artist, it does not come off as authentic. It looks uncomfortable. And she just looked like she was like, yo, I can do this too. And I loved it.
Karen was one of the most versatile singers of this season.
Yes, she really was. Yes, she was.
Okay, so next up, we had Bryan Olsen and John Legend, the Mr. Legend, singing Feeling Good by Nina Simone.
Oh, no. Well, it was by Nina Simone, but they did the Joe Bonamassa version, who I had to look up because I heard John say that. And
I'm an original.
I know, but I want to quote John correctly of whose version he said he was doing. And I had to look up who Joe was because I have no idea. Apparently, Joe Bonamassa is a blues artist. And I could definitely hear those inflections. This performance, though, I was surprised that Joe was not a rock guy because there was lots of fire. There was lots of electric guitar. It was very rock but jazzy version of this song.
I think I loved how it started out kind of stripped down. And then I was like, who does his voice? And I was talking to a friend the other day and I didn't catch it. But they said, oh, he's so somebody. But then I was listening to Bryan sing tonight and I was like, his voice reminded me of a famous rock singer that I was like, and then it hit me. It was the lead singer who's since passed away of In Excess, Michael Hutchence.
Oh, I don't know his voice.
Oh yeah, you would know it. You would know it if you. I think he passed in the '90s, the late '90s. You would know it if you heard it. It's a very distinct voice. Bryan's voice, like I wanted more. I wish Bryan sang more of the. I thought this was one of his greatest singing performances of the season. I wanted more of stuff like this, like you said, to have like a bluesy rock. I was like, because y'all forget Bryan can run, and like he did a lot more of this type of singing earlier on in the competition. And I loved this version. The only thing I would have wanted Bryan to do is I wanted him, instead of John, to do that scat at the end. I wanted him to
Well, hello, it's John Legend.
I know.
And I doubt that John Legend was going to allow Bryan to do that scat.
No, but you know that famous scat at the end of that song.
Maybe they could have done two of them.
Yeah.
They could have did a double scat. But what I liked about this song is that there's so many different versions of it that there's room to play. Like there's so much space to play without it hurting the integrity of the song. And that's what I really liked about this performance, because it gave Bryan a chance to play and to show the runs and to show the creativity that he has. So it was a really, really great song.
One. This is probably the most at ease I saw him. Like you could tell that they were just singing free tonight.
And did you say like, he's got like these movements that he does. And I love it because that, like, if somebody were to say, how do you think that Bryan moves on stage? Like before he was to ever do a song where he was moving on stage, that's exactly what I would do. Like, just like kind of, woo, like that's exactly what I would think he would do.
Yeah, I thought this was so good. I was so blown away by Bryan's vocal tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I was so, because it reminded me of why we first really fell in love with Bryan's voice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So awesome job.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we had Josh and Reba. And I just need to stop right here. Reba McEntire gets MVP vocalist tonight. Point blank period. And we'll get to that a little bit later. Reba McEntire gets... Y'all, she is in her 70s.
Mommy was hollering.
Reba McEntire has been singing for over 40 years. And her voice sounds just as fresh, just as smooth as it did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote, you better sing, Reba. I said, her voice is just amazing. Josh, I heard a different side. I heard a more pop sound tonight. I was like, can't this boy sing?
I ain't hear nothing different.
You didn't?
I did not hear anything different.
I heard a more pop country sound from Josh tonight.
I heard all. I heard all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I said, his voice just sounds so good. I said, this version, this Randy Hosier Back to God version,
mm-hmm.
It could be a monster hit. That duet that they did could be a monster hit today.
Now,
like,
today.
Monster.
Today.
Like, I was like, I would go out, I would buy this record. I would, like,
mm-hmm.
I said, their voices just, it's like a perfect, they complement each other vocally so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that doggone Reba McEntire, I tell you, I felt, made Josh sound even better. Because there was so much complimentary singing done between the two of them.
Which is a testament to Reba, because she did double duty tonight, as did John. And Reba sounded incredible with the other artists that she sang with as well, which again is a testament to her and her adaptability and her ability to blend with other different voices.
Did she have the nerve to sing back to back?
Yes, she did. I did not notice that until right now. Yes, she did. Hey, all hail to the queen. All hail to the queen. She 1000% did sing back to back.
And then, Stephanie, I'm going to let you announce it. Are you done? I'm sorry. I didn't want to stop you on the Randy Houser.
It's just the holleration of Reba that just took me out. And it was which we already kind of alluded to in the last episode, which is out now. Not only is Josh a worship leader, he says he preaches on the weekend as well. So he pastor Josh. And you could tell that Pastor Josh was singing that song. And that's why I said I didn't hear anything different. I didn't hear anything different. I just heard more boldness in what he was singing, because he knew what he was singing about, and he really believed what he was singing about, and he was singing about it with Miss Reba, who he had a spiritual connection
Right.
with. So it just felt like there was just such an assuredness and such a confidence about not only the song but the performance.
You said assuredness. You know what I thought?
Yes, Jesus is my okay. So let me tee up the next performance,
Yes,
which
ma'am.
again was by Miss Reba. So Carson Daly, I love Carson Daly because Carson Daly will give you these sneaky notes, and you got to pay attention. If you pay attention, you might get excited about what is coming up next or soon in the show. So Carson says that Reba and Asher are going to sing a Patti LaBelle classic. And I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Here's where I went, James. I went to James Wright Chanel. Now, I don't know if you remember who James Wright Chanel is. James Wright Chanel is the young man who did the viral video about buying the Patty pie, the Patty sweet potato pie. And when he opened up the pie, even before he opened up the pie, he was like, what'd he say? He said, this is the on my own. Why did it end this way? I literally watched it I watched it 3 times during the commercial because that's where it took it. That's where it took me. And I cracked up. And then I was like, no, see,
you are my friend.
But I was like, but wait a minute.
But her biggest hit was the duet, right?
But I was like, wait a minute. They're actually going to do this song because it's a male-female collaboration. I said they're actually going to do On My Own. And then they actually did On My Own.
And Michael McDonald.
Of the
Doobie Brothers. One of the greatest duets of all time.
Why did it end this way? Can we start off?
I'm not supposed to.
I lost my mind. I was like, they're actually gonna do On My Own. Oh my God. So start the song. Miss Reba is on the Chase Lounge. Mommy is on the Chase Lounge like a queen.
In an evening gown.
James,
I want wear.
Yes. Regal to match her regal
to match
her regal partner.
Right.
I want to know if you noticed how Miss Reba sang On My Own. But listen to what I'm saying. Did you see what she did? Did you watch her mouth? Because Miss Reba said, on my own. She used all of her lips, all of her mouth to give dynamics. And she used her mic. She used her mic like they ain't have a good sound engineer. And it was so old school singing that I loved it. I love when Reba sings because Reba sings like my aunties sing, with using the mouth and using that mic. And it was I was in here dying. And then Asher comes in, sounding like Michael McDonald. Wait a minute. Sounding like Michael McDonald, Peebo Bryson, and James Ingram all at the same time. With all that. That man said, so many promises. I said,
I'm broken. Hey, come on. What's the version that we just heard recently of this where they killed it? The husband and wife singers.
War and Treaties.
Y'all want to hear a version? Check that one out too.
War and Treaties.
You know
That
what
ain't
blew
even what they called. It's the war and the treaty or something like that.
What
But
that
I just call war and treaties.
Tanya Blunt and her
Her
husband.
husband.
Only I'd say it like that because Tanya's from the DMV, and that's how they used to call Tanya. Tanya back in the day. You know, Sister Act 2, Tanya Blunt, okay? I sing because I'm happy.
But listen.
Singing with Lauryn Hill.
The way this man sang this song.
Yeah.
Now, this is where I saw and heard a different side of yet another different side to his voice.
Yeah.
Because there was this depth that stayed, right? It was the Michael McDonald soul of it all. But again, you had that Peabo Bryson brightness and you had that James Ingram 80s brightness as well. Yeah. But the way that they complemented one another, he was even vocalizing things the way that she was. And I was just like, this is a freaking masterclass. This is a master.
Again, how respectful Asher sang tonight. It was so because you can tell he has a reverence for Reba.
Yes.
It was so respectful.
Yes.
It was so big ear singing. It was so to match Reba. You know, one of my biggest shocks tonight, what blew my mind, and I can't wait to go back and listen, is how in Reba's voice this song is. This is Patti LaBelle.
It was all up in
Reba
her throat.
was just singing like she was watering the plants.
No, you know what you said about Karen, I believe it was last night. If it wasn't, forgive me, but there was somebody in particular that you were talking about, and you said how professional they were.
Yeah, it was Karen.
No, it was Bryan. It was Bryan because Bryan. He was tuning. He was tuning. And I felt like Reba wasn't necessarily tuning, but she knows her voice so well that she was able to get to notes that might be a little higher in her register, but she used all of the skills that she has of singing in order to get there. And it just came off so flawlessly that it was like, this is a clinic. Reba
I said the holler that came out of Reba McEntire's mouth. And the thing is, like you said, Stephanie, I actually wrote kind of what you said. I said, I love what she was doing tonally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was all about tones with Reba on this song. And it was just the most amazing, like you said, masterclass. I said, Queen of Country, she is. Because y'all, Reba can sing anything. She can sing anything.
Anything.
And y'all, she's in her 70s.
Crazy.
All right. So our last performance of the night, which was probably my favorite of the night, was Nathan and Sean. Percy Sledge's When a Man Loves a Woman, which has been done many times over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But you know I'm an originalist.
Mm-hmm.
I said, the first thing I wrote, Stephanie, I said, why does John Legend's range always surprise me every time he sings? Because he does this thing where he sounds like he's at the top of his range.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds so good, but it sounds like that's it.
Yeah.
John ain't got no more. And then he has a whole nother 5 or 6 notes.
Right.
And it was just like, where is this coming from?
Right.
I said, you better sit. Let me tell you something. When Nathan came in, I said, we finally, because it's been a while, Stephanie, we got a dirty knife fight tonight. That was a straight, dirty knife fight.
You can't dirty knife your coach.
He did. Let me tell you, Nathan came for John tonight. Nathan's like, I'm going to sing it down. This is my last performance on The Voice. I'm going to sing this down. Nathan sang that song. And John Legend, because you knew John Legend was going to bring it. You knew it. He
brings it every time.
But I just felt like Nathan hung with him the entire time.
He did.
Every time John did something, Nathan did something to, I don't want to say top it, but to equal it, right?
Yeah.
Like with their runs, with the melodic choices, I just loved it. And Stephanie, I'm a sucker for strings. I am a
Mm-hmm.
sucker for strings. These two are just next level. I wrote. I said this was a next level performance and I love that it was almost like a battle.
It really was.
I felt like this was a battle tonight.
Yeah,
Like
it
John was
really
like,
was.
okay, remember, I know John doesn't think like this, but John, to me, it looked like, okay, remember, I'm the superstar here because you're actually up singing me,
Mm-hmm.
not upstaging me, up singing me. So John's like, okay, let me step it up to remind everyone why I'm John Legend. But then Nathan came back. I just was like, dirty knife fight.
Well, and to lend to that point, like their movements on stage were very much like John would move and then Nathan would move. John would step up and then Nathan would step up. So in that sense, it almost did feel like a battle. And it was
Yeah,
really interesting that if you listen to the ends of Nathan's phrases, he did the John Legend ends of phrases. A lot of the ends of his phrases were like John does the like he does that. And
yeah.
and Nathan was doing that, and I'm like, oh, you're almost doing that a little bit better than John. Like I love that Nathan did not wilt. I love that Nathan
No,
did not.
that's the perfect
I
word.
love that he was ready to play. I
What?
love that he took that moment and said, if I'm gonna stand up here and sing this iconic song with John Legend, I'm going to sing the daggone song
He
with
said
John
it
Legend.
down.
It
They
was a
both
great
did. They
performance.
both did. I just was
Yeah.
like, I was like, oh, whoa. It was like toss the mic almost. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
well, and it felt very gospel-y as
yes,
well because there was a lot of runs in it, so it did feel very past the mic. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
All right, so here we go. So we got down to our final five, and Stephanie, I will let you do the honors, please.
So first of all, come on looks, come on fits. I love the outfit changes. They all looked incredible. Come on Karen, before they gave the results, they let each of the contestants say something, or I think Carson asked them a question, or they asked them a question either about their coach or their experience on the show. Come on, Karen, giving glory to God. I told y'all, and I'm gonna say it again to make this clear, and I'm gonna prove it in season 26 because this is what the Lord is doing with this show. He is using these performance shows, he's using these singing competitions as a platform for him to get the glory. I don't know if y'all caught what went down on American Idol, their finale on Sunday night, but CeCe Winings sang with one of the contestants. And it was just a Holy Ghost party up in there. So watch out. Watch out. So on to the results. Number 5, fifth place was Karen.
Karen Waldrop.
Team Dan and Shay. Number 4 was Nathan.
I've never seen somebody so excited.
Listen, but this is what we were talking about last night. Gratitude and humbleness. And that's the spirit that all of them had on that stage. And Karen, when she was called, she was not happy, but she was okay, happy, had a smile on her face, exited gracefully and gratefully, waved to the cameras and exited. Like you just said, you would have thought Nathan won. But I loved his reaction because all of them were literally just happy to be there and happy to have the experience. So that was delightful to see. We cut to commercial with Bryan, Josh, and Asher left. And it was like, oh shoot. Like, oh my gosh,
This might happen. This might
what
really happen.
what is going to happen? So third runner up was Bryan from Team Legend. So that meant that there was going to be a contestant, an artist from Team Reba. Coach Reba was going to be Reba locked it down this season. So we were left with Josh and Asher. And So Carson announces the winner. He does not announce number 2. He announces who the winner is. And the winner of NBC's The Voice was The Voice, Asher Havan.
Asher, come on. And we call you The Voice, sir.
Yes.
Because you are. You
Let's see if it does
have
it.
week in, week out given some of the greatest singing that we've ever witnessed on this show.
Yeah.
Like week in and week out. Like Stephanie said last night, you are regal.
Yes.
Asher, of course you won. Okay, of course you won. And I'm going to say that because you gave everything. Everything.
Mhm.
Everything. And don't you ever let anyone tell you you can't, or your artistry will never sell. You proved tonight that you are the best.
Yeah.
You are the best. I think the best person won tonight.
What other artist have we seen come through this show and sing all the folk? Meaning, sing. Who did he sing? Sing Tony. Sing Boys to Men. Sing Whitney. Sing. Did he do the Sia song? Did he sing Sia? Sia. Like these huge artists with huge voices and huge songs. Who have we seen do this? I don't think that, even with the incredible artists that we have had come through this show, there has been nobody that has had the depth of song choice and the depth of artists that they were asked to cover. Donna Summer, as Asher has. And
Bay. Don't forget Bay.
Beyonce. Come on. And he has slayed and slayed and slayed and slayed and slayed over
even
and
songs
over.
That we thought weren't chosen for him.
Even those songs.
Slayage. I just made up the word slayage.
Slayage. And to James's point, no one can ever say anything to you. You sang I Will Always Love You live on live TV and murdered that.
And
murdered that. Enough said. Enough said.
You might as well have sung the Star Spangled Banner. Seriously. Which a lot of people don't know, this is one of the hardest songs ever to sing.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Very deserving. Very deserving.
Just think that you are a star. We are so proud of you here at the Pitchy Podcast, Asher.
We are happy.
Stay true to you. Stay true to your art. You have blown us away week in, week out. You were the one that we couldn't stop talking about.
Yes.
You were the one that we had on repeat.
Yes.
Like, just because it was just so undeniably incredible vocal. As Chan said last night, you are the best voice.
You are the voice.
You are the voice.
Yeah.
Because of what you did with Whitney the Voice Houston. The Voice.
I'm still shooketh. I'm still, I can't believe it.
So congratulations, Asher. What an incredible season this was. You were up against some of the best.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Some of the best. I don't think Stephanie and I have ever gone into a final where we said we'd be happy if any of them won.
This is the first final. Yeah, you are absolutely right. This is the first final that we've done since we've done the show where I literally looked down the list and I couldn't be mad at anybody. Couldn't be mad at anybody.
To be there.
Absolutely.
And the fact that there was like a handful of people who deserved to be there who weren't.
Come on, deep bench. Come on, deep bench. This season has been, we might need to do a separate episode as we are journeying into our sabbatical. We might need to come back and do a kind of behind the scenes about our thoughts about this season. Because if you would have told me when we began this season, or even after Blinds, if you would have told me that the finals would have been the best finals that we've ever done, I would have said, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Yeah. What a shock. This was a shocking season in the best way. In the best way. Yes.
Yeah. All right, you all. Well, I'm so glad we've had this time together.
I was going to say. I was going to do a different song. Although we've come to the end of the road. We can't let go. It's so natural.
I'm trying to think of other bye songs. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye.
No. Wow, what a season, Stephanie. It has been so good.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie and I, we do need to take a sabbatical. We're a little tired, y'all. We've been going nonstop at this for 2 years.
Yes.
Nonstop. But we're gonna show up. We're gonna show up.
Yes, we will.
And it's gonna be when you least expect it. But we just want to thank all of you all of our pitchies, for always tuning in. We want to thank you all for your commentary. We read them all. And we try to respond to them all. And we want to especially thank another incredible season of The Voice, all the contestants for giving us love, for sharing our sharing us on your socials, which has really blessed us with more followers. Because you know what, you all, we really do have something to say. We're not just up here just yap, and oh, that was terrible. No, that's not how we do it. It's all constructive. And most importantly, like we always say, it's out of love. It is, but we're giving an honest critique.
Yeah.
And are they all always perfect? No. But singing is imperfectly perfect.
That's right.
That's the best way I can put it.
That's right.
So as we leave you all, we've got nothing but love for you. We give God all the glory as we always do. And we just thank you all. And again, Asher, dude, I don't even know what to say, except congratulations, and you are one of a kind.
Yes, we are happy on tonight. Yes, one of one. One of one for sure.
I've never heard a voice like yours ever.
No.
I just want to study your vocal cords.
That's right.
All right, Stephanie, you have any closing words?
No, other than it's been a great season. Looking forward to season 26. And as James said, you will see us. We'll take a little bit of a break, but we've got some content down the road. We got to do some of our best ofs, maybe some superlatives, maybe some surprises, maybe some Instagram lives, maybe some other surprises. So we'll see.
All right, y'all. Stephanie.
Yes.
For the last time on season 25, tell them what they need to hear.
All right, so don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. See, y'all know when them surprises come if you follow and subscribe. Also, check us out on YouTube. Search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you know when we drop a new video. And last, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more.
All right. Well, that's a wrap, you all. Enjoyed every bit of it. Steph, again, thank you for just going on this crazy journey with me.
Yes.
And we keep on pushing.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.